watching Let's Chat.
There's a new book you may have seen. It's called The Mind of a Conservative Woman, Seeking the Best for Family and Country. And this is written by Tennessee's very own Senator Marsha Blackburn, who is joining us now. Senator Blackburn, good morning.
I'm delighted to be with you. Thank you for having me.
Tell me what led you to write such a book.
Oh, I have to tell you, so many times I would talk to women who are in elected office, or maybe they're involved in their community, or they're involved in their workplace, and they would say, you know, Marsha, the left and the media treats conservative women differently than liberal women. And it seemed that if you were pro-life, pro-family, pro-religion, pro-business, pro-military, the left seems to say, oh, you're not involved in women's issues, so your voice doesn't count. And I would hear this over and over. So finally, I thought, you know, I should address this more. This is how you defend yourself. And then as I was speaking many times to business groups, and during question and answer, women would raise their hand and they would say, you know, I'm not a Democrat or a Republican. I'm independent. I look at the candidates of the issues. I make up my mind then. So finally, after a few years of these church groups and business groups that I would hear this, I started to say, okay, tell me what your filter is. What's important to you? And I would hear, well, I want people that believe in fairness. I want equality. I want justice. They should respect the rule of law. Our laws should be constitutional. I want opportunity for my children and everybody else's children. I want my communities to be safe and secure. I thought, you know what?
Right.
They're giving me a conservative construct.
Sure.
So I think most women are center or center right. But if you listen to the media, they say you have to be to the left and believe and come in complete agreement with us on these women's issues.
Do you think the media is slanting to the left in this presidential election cycle? Let me rephrase that.
Absolutely.
I've heard you speak about this. How far to the left do you think the majority of the media is slanting to the left?
Yeah, I have to tell you, it is astounding to me how far they're going to the left. And they're supporting these ideas. It was, you know, you had AOC go out and do a video and say, radicalize yourself in this moment. And what they're wanting to do is to take away those rights that we hold so precious: freedom of religion, freedom of speech, the right to life, the right to bear arms, the right to privacy. All these things are under attack. And it's one of the reasons in my book I put a great history of conservatism. I go back to the Judeo-Christian roots that we have, that are there, that we get from Jerusalem, our principles of federalism that we draw from the 12 tribes of Israel. And by the way, one of our nation's great historians, Newt Gingrich, wrote the foreword for this book.
All right. We've only got a minute or so left, and I still got 2 or 3 questions that I want to ask you. Number one, we didn't have a chance to talk to you prior to the debate earlier this week. Sum the debate up for me in 20 seconds or less.
Well, it was really a brawling, intense debate, and there was far too much interruption from the moderator and one candidate to another candidate. And I think the moderator would have been well served to introduce the section and let the two go at the conversation around it. And, you know, I would rather, I think most people wanted to get information. There were things the president should have explained more fully. He should have taken some credit for the economy. Vice President Biden should have explained why he will not give his Supreme Court nominee suggestions or recommendations. He should explain why he is opposed to court packing, if indeed he is. So these are questions that people had, and I've heard from so many Tennesseans. I don't think this debate changed anybody's mind.
I would tend to agree with you on that, and we'll leave it right there. Senator Blackburn, tell me where we can get this fascinating book.
The book is available at all major retailers, both in-store and online.
In-store and online. All right. If folks would like to
Correct.
find out a little bit more about you personally and professionally, can you give us a website?
Yes, they can follow me on social media at Marsha Says, MARSHA I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Parler.
Sounds good. Senator Marsha Blackburn, thank you very much for your service to
Thank
our
you.
country. You stay with us. We'll be right back after this.